got your...
All right, let's get started. Start with some announcements. Seems awfully loud today. Okay. All right, so if any of you tried to use Canvas today, you probably saw that Canvas wasn't working very well. And you may have blamed it on the plugin, the CPM plugin I gave you if you're using that. But just for most of this morning, Canvas is unable to deal with uploading and downloading files. So hopefully that's been reconciled. If you're having trouble with the Canvas Project Manager, I don't want that to be the reason you can't do your homework. So I'm anxious to talk to you. Come talk to me or send me an email. I'd like to work with you and get it straightened out. There's some bugs I'm trying to track down, and I need some people to test them because I can't replicate them. All right, first announcement is enroll in, sign up for Piazza. Okay? This is the front page looks like. There's 217 enrolled. I have about 350 people. That's not good enough. Everyone needs to be on there today. You can see there's already been a lot of action. People asking questions. I made an announcement that got emailed out to everyone that was registered. Those of you that weren't are out of luck. You've got to register and look and see what the announcement was. There's no point to put it off. Number 2, subscribe to the Zybook. Doing better there. Looks like we have 315 subscribed. So we need the other 10% of the class to subscribe. But subscribing does no good unless you do the Zybook. So if you look, the stuff I cited last week, which was 1 in the beginning of chapter 2, I have to look somewhere else for that. Have 90% of the class have done the participation and challenge activities for section 1. It drops off for section 2. The stuff I assigned for today was part of section 3. And you'd expect that to be about 50%, since I didn't assign the whole thing. So a lot of you are doing it, the rest of you are putting it off. There's no point in putting it off, because the whole idea behind the Zybook is to get ready for lecture, is to read the stuff I'm going to be talking about. It'll do you a lot more good before than after. So just arrange time in your schedule to do that. Okay. We had a lab last week. And I realized there were some problems getting it submitted, but those problems are solved now for most of you. So submit that lab so you get credit. Right now, I've only got 278 people that have done it. Okay?
Which one are we talking about?
I'm talking about lab 1, last week's lab.
Lab 1.
Okay? Most labs, including the one tomorrow, will be graded based on attendance. So essentially, if you come and stay the whole time, you'll get credit for attending. If you leave early, the TA is going to ask to see that you've done the lab. So you don't have to finish the lab unless you leave early. In that case, you do need to finish the lab before you leave. And you get credit just for being there. But this other one, you need to submit. So don't forget to do that. PS1 is coming up. It's due Thursday. I posted it last Thursday. And you can see so far 41 people have done it. That leaves over 300 people. Not surprising, but I just want to mention it. Now there's a general amnesty for the first 2 weeks because I just know from experience that people keep adding this class for various reasons. So anything that comes to you in the first 2 weeks, if you don't do it on time, you got to try to do it on time, get in the habit. The absolute deadline is 11:59 p.m. 1 week from tomorrow. Yes?
What's the PS?
Problem set. PS stands for problem set. All right. As you know, we're live streaming the lecture, and our first 2 attempts at live streaming failed. So we had to take down the live stream from YouTube and replace it with the version we recorded directly onto the laptop. So if any of you are trying to watch it live, we're doing our best. We've been working with the room management trying to get a lot of upload speed. But if you start watching it and it's skipping, or it started in the middle, or it screws up sometime, I would stop watching and wait a couple hours, and then we'll upload a better version. You have a question in the back?
Yeah, just briefly about the Zybook. Generally speaking, how far ahead of each lecture will the Zybook section for that lecture be posted on Canvas?
You know, I realize... Okay, his question was how far in advance will the iBook reading be posted? And I sort of messed up by posting at the end of the week last time. I'll try to do it a week in advance, which means that the reading for next week would come up. I'll try to get that up today. If I forget, let me know. Okay, so I think the videos that we've got online are good. It's just that the live stream that preceded them wasn't good. So we have hopes for today. If you need to add code still, see me after class. Now, as we get into doing the problem sets, a lot of you will have questions. And we have posted class schedule somewhere, getting help. So if you click on help from the home page in Canvas, you can get to the getting help page. Over here on the right is the staff drop-in consulting schedule, yes?
Can you refresh that screen?
Okay, so it sort of gets changed at the beginning. So anyway, you can see that today we've got people in the lab after class until 8 p.m.
That's tomorrow.
Oh, that's tomorrow. Oh, all right. So tomorrow we have people in the lab most of the day. Wednesday and Thursday there get to be more and more TAs. They overlap so that we've got multiple people in there at the same time. And remember what I said, that you'll be using the TA call queue, which is this yellow thing right here, to basically summon the TA, put you on a list, the TA comes to you in the order that you got on the list. That's for short questions. That's for questions, I don't understand this compiler error. I'm stuck. Can you give me help me make progress? It's not for the kind of questions, I don't understand anything that Joe said last week. I don't even know how to start the assignment. Those questions, what you need to do is sign up make an appointment for a one-on-one consultation with Stefan, who's sitting right up here in front. It's Stefan right now. Depending on how popular these are, we may add extra TAs for extra time. But there's a link here that says visit the scheduler to sign up. If you click there, it'll take you to this page where you can schedule a one-on-one meeting. And we don't have the whole schedule up yet, but right now you can make an appointment for today at 5 or 5:30, and on Tuesday at various times. So the idea is you make the appointment, and then the two of you meet, and you've got a half an hour or more. You make another appointment to work on big issues. And this is not intended as a homework help session. It's not go to Stefan and have him do your homework for you. It's go to Stefan and he explains what it is you need to know so you can do the homework. Okay? So take advantage of all the help that there is. Okay, are there any other questions? Just dealt with administrative stuff here.
Will you tell them where my office is? Office room number?
Okay, Stefan's office room number, where you'll go for those meetings is MEB
3421.
3421. That's where those will be held. Just down the hall from my office. Any other questions I could help you with? Yes?
So you mentioned we could ask TAs questions during class, I think it was last time. Are there TAs available during class, or did I misunderstand?
No, not during class. After class.
After.
Yeah. So, some of the TAs that are able come to class, and hopefully will stay after class until there aren't any questions left. I'm happy to answer questions after class. Before class is kind of a desperate time for Stefan and me because we're trying to get the live stream up. So, better to ask me after class. Any other questions? Okay. Okay, so in case you've forgotten, if you click on modules over here or schedule from the home page, you come to the schedule. And it contains information about what we did last week, basically links to the slides that I used, and link to the lab and the assignment. Today we're going to talk about static methods. Okay, last week we talked a lot about Java expressions, and we saw that a Java expression has a value and a type. And you need to be good at looking at a Java expression and saying, what is its value? Or what is its type? In fact, I'll tell you right now, the first couple questions on the midterm will be just that. There'll be some expressions, and you'll have to say what their type is. There'll be some expressions, you got to say what their value is. That's the first thing on the midterm, because it's really the first thing we talked about. Okay? So when you have an expression, when Java looks at an expression, what it does is evaluate it, figure out its value. And that's what you need to be good at too, because you need to be able to look at a program and think about it the same way that the Java compiler does. You need to be able to evaluate expressions. Java also has statements. And they're different from expressions. We'll look at an example shortly. Whereas an expression has a value, a statement does something. It has some side effect. It causes something observable to happen. That's what a statement is. And so you need to know how to say the value of an expression. You need to be able to say what a statement does when you look at it. So let's look at the kind of statements we've seen already. I really haven't tried to categorize them before. So one kind of statement is a declaration. So there's a declaration of variable length that is initialized to 10. Here we have a variable called radius. Here we have a variable called initial. So that's 3 examples of assignments. Who can tell me what's the general form of an assignment? Why can you look at that and tell that it's an assignment? What do you expect to see? I'm sorry, not an assignment, a declaration.
No audio.
Okay, Stefan's telling me we lost our audio.
I don't know what happened to it. Talk to me, sir.
Okay, now he wants me to talk and test the audio. How are we doing?
There's no audio, and I don't know why. Someone made a comment, and that's why I found out. Maybe we can take a break and I can work on it. I don't know. Can we take a 5-minute break?
I don't want to take a break.
Okay. Never happened before, so I don't know if something was pressed on here or not.
Is it normal for all the sliders in there to be set to 0 decibels? The sliders here and there.
Test.
Can you hear me?
These are turning all the way. I don't know. I would have to.
Do you think the camera's recording?
I don't know if it's the camera or this. I don't know.
Okay, well, my laptop's recording it.
Excuse me.
My laptop's recording it.
Okay.
Let's just go on.
Okay. Bad.
Okay. Didn't solve the problem, but what can you do? We'll try to, hopefully you can recover from it after class and ramp back up. So, who can tell me the general form of a declaration? Yeah? Okay? So first there's a type name, like int or double, or, I shouldn't say double, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, it's valid. 76.0.
Yeah. I'll fix it later. I should say char. So you have the type name, the variable name, then we see an equal sign. What comes after the equal sign? Yeah?
Expression or value.
An expression. You don't have to say value, just expression. All those are expressions. 10 is an expression. It's a literal. So it can be like 10 plus 5, whatever. So you have your arbitrarily complicated expression there. So that's the general form of declaration. You expect to see a type name, a variable name, an equal sign, an expression, and a semicolon, or it turns out you don't have to initialize the variable. You can just declare it, and then it doesn't have a value for the time being. What does a declaration do? Yeah.
Creates a variable.
Okay, it creates a variable and possibly initializes it, depending on which form you use. So it says here, it creates a new variable in the current scope, optionally initializes it to the value of the expression. Now what does it mean in the current scope?
I'm turning off the camera.
Let me get behind you in the maroon. He said in the method. The bottom line is when you declare